Hi, and welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
I am here. I just wanted to wear this. This is the hood I made for Hannah.
You look like a monk.
I look like a monk, but it's very warm. I was like, we have to start this video fast because this is so hot. So welcome back. It is February 1st. It's February.
Yes.
Happy February, everyone. We've been very chilly this week.
Yes, it's been very
But
cold.
I just saw in the forecast it's going to be in the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's going to
83
be in the
this
80s
week.
next week. It's insane.
This week. Yeah, well, next week, yeah.
This coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think today is what the high is supposed to be 70 something.
And we had a really low temperature just a few days ago, so it's crazy here. We hope you all are staying warm wherever you are. And I'm going first. I'm going to take a break and take this off, and then I will be back to show you all my projects. Okay, I'm back. I took the hood off. But I'm very proud of this. This is a pattern called Hoodola, Hoodola, and this is made in my own yarn that I spun. I believe now, after some research, that the hood is made from Jacob wool, a particular sheep named Esau, actually. And then the bottom is Romney wool that I spun.
So did that sheep sell its birthright?
No, just this wool. And this Esau is in the same flock as the sheep named Naomi, that I have all of her wool. Her wool is more this color, but Esau's is gray and varied. And so I was looking and feeling it, and I'm like, this is Jacob wool. Anyway, so this is made and ready to go to Boston. It's blocked. So it has this nice little I-cord edging, if you can see it. It's like a little rounded edge on it. So I sent Hannah a photo of it finished. I said, I made you a thing. And she was like, oh my gosh. So she really likes it. So this is ready to go. It's very heavy. Feel how heavy it is.
Oh, yeah.
Heavier than you'd think, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it was bigger than I thought. No, it's okay.
She doesn't like wool. She don't like it. It's too sleepy.
I have to get in my
bag. And then, of course, I was holding this up in the photo. This is the beret I made her some time ago.
Sorry.
Everyone is fussing.
Sorry.
Anyway, so this is ready to go to Boston. And then I'm on a kick now to get everything done that I started and promised to her. So the next thing I've been working on this week is her little sweater. And of that big ball of yarn, which started, if many of you remember, it started about this big. I should take this out of its package. Anyway, this is Poema by, I can't see the name of it now. Laine du Nord Poema yarn. And it's this beautiful ombre. This is the second ball I got of it. If you remember, long ago, far away, I was in Albuquerque and I went to a brand new little yarn shop. I believe it's called Mariposa. And I just found this one singular ball of yarn sitting there, and it called my name, and I loved it. And it's really beautiful. It's 100% wool. It says that it's muslin free wool, but it doesn't say what kind of wool. Mulesing is something they do to sheep, I think, as I understand it. I haven't read about it a lot, but they like crop their tails. It's like a dog with a cropped tail. Farmers claim it's to be so that the sheep are more more clean, keeps their wool clean, keeps them free from infection. But there's a lot of people who hate that. But anyway, but it doesn't say what type of wool, so I don't know what breed this is. But this is this beautiful gradient ball of yarn, and I'm almost done with this ball. This is all I have left. And if you remember, I put it on the Hannekin and I sent her pictures, and I was like, is this long enough to add 2 inches for the cuff? And she said yes. So I know it looks like a tiny baby sweater, but it's really not. And I started I'll put a close-up picture of this broken rib is what it's called. It's really pretty. And I just have my ruler out. Okay, so, hi. I was in the middle of talking and I bumped this little remote. When I want to use the remote, it will not work. But if I breathe on it, it stops. So we've been babbling at the iPad for the past hour and it has not recorded anything. So I'm putting this way over here away from me so I don't accident. But when I try to turn it off later, it won't work. I'm just letting you know. So, oh my gosh.
Just aim down here instead of up.
I guess. I cannot believe that happened. So anyway, I'm so sorry. So this is a recap. Maybe it will be more concise. And anyway. And my husband's probably like, why are they still talking?
I was thinking today is because you were talking about how we're all fussling around. Eve was getting up and I was reading my bag. And I thought today is like we're just everything's messing up.
So now we have a chance to do it over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because while I was talking, well, maybe even you might have seen it, or I don't know. If we have to go back and check, where did it cut off? I ran like this, I reached down, and it cut off. Okay, anyway, I was talking about this sweater. I am almost done with the ribbing. I don't know what else I said, so there's that. I want to finish. I did not talk about this part.
Right.
I didn't record this.
Talk about it, but
The other thing I want to get done for the box for Boston is this stitching.
oh my God, we are so funny.
Yeah, I just looked up. I was like, how long is this video? And I'm like, oh no, we're not recording. Anyway, so welcome to the real world. This is part of Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. This is one of the panels of this very large sampler. And this is the one I've been working on. I'm almost done. I have a little bit of a bird to make. I have to put the snow on the branches and then the long stitches. So it's really pretty. I'm almost done with that. I'm going to finish that in a frame. So when I'm done with this sweater and this cross stitch, I will send a box to Boston. The other things I'm working on right now. Did I talk about this ball of yarn already?
Yes. Before you picked
Before
up
I
the
turned
sweater.
it off?
Before you
I don't
picked up
know.
the sweater, you
I
talked
don't
about
know.
the yarn.
Because I have to.
Maybe the sleeves.
Did I talk about the sleeves? I don't want to repeat for you. Anyway,
If it's a repeat,
I'll talk about it next week.
If it's a repeat, you can always edit it out.
I'm sorry. The sweater for my aunt in this beautiful blue. This is just the swatch, the swatches, but will turn into the pockets. I'm knitting them 2 at a time. I did a little bit more on these. They have to be 5 inches. I keep thinking, oh, this must be close to 5 inches. So I forced myself to keep this with me. Like, no, it's only 3 inches. So anyway, I'm working on that little by little. One of the things that you asked me that was not recorded was how do I get so much done when I'm working full time. I was telling you that hood that I worked on, I actually I got a lot done at the concert last weekend. It was a Joni Mitchell, Carole King, and Carly Simon concert, which was a great concert and very well received. But I didn't really have much interest, so while I was working, I just sat out at the table and knit under the marketing table like this. The other project I have here is my temperature snakes. So last week, I had shown them to you. They're a little bit further along. I worked on these last Saturday while I was editing the video. And I'm still about, I don't know, a week's worth behind right now. Because the days keep happening. Boston got down to the lowest temperature I have on this chart, which is 21 and below. They got down for a couple of days there. So that was remarkable. And I do like how the bands seem to coincide if I hold them side by side. The warmth and coldness, even though it's vastly different from Arizona to Massachusetts, they seem to be on the same kind of timeline pattern. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. So that's that. And that is really me, and I recorded it. I'm so proud. So now we will go to Beth
Yes.
again.
So I talked about how I had finished my January WIP-GO goals.
I'm gonna move this.
One was the owl trio that I did. I finished it early on, and then I fully finished it for Rachel's birthday this past week. And so I came over here to Naomi's house, and I had shown earlier the bits and pieces, the wooden
Cutting board
thing, and so I painted that with the spring green paint, craft paint, and then I mounted the owl trio on a one of those thin painting canvas things, so that way I didn't have to cut it or anything, because it was just the right size. And then I put a little yarn border I borrowed from the store of Naomi. So I put just a yarn trim around it to kind of hide the edges of it, and glued it to the board. And then Naomi made a
hanger.
Yeah,
Loop.
a hanger loop thing that we put on the end of it to hang it from. So I will try to.
So here's a picture.
Yes, I think I have the picture will work. And then the other thing I finished was the Good Luck, the Black Cat season. I showed that already. So the other thing I had left to do was my 2 new starts, and yeah, I can't pick this up here. So my favorite elf was the one that Teresa Kogut it was a freebie from the Jingle Ball that I was working on last week. And
I like the tiny little feet.
and so I did a little bit more. Last week I was not quite finished with the wreath, and so I finished that, and then I did sort of the outline of his jacket. I did part of one sleeve, and the side where it's visible, like through the wreath, where he's holding the wreath beside him, so that I could get down around the side and the bottom, to the outline of his coat, so I could do the trim and the boots. And so all that's left on him is the red of his coat. So whenever I get around to picking it up again, and I don't know when that will be, like probably next year as a WIP, then when it comes up, I should be able to finish it, because it's just.
So that was a new start?
It was a new start, yes. It was a new start earlier in the month.
You have to remember that we've been trapped in our bedroom.
It's true.
So the other new start was Dust of Snow by Lindy Stitches. And this is the elf is done on 25 count Lugana that I got at Hobby Lobby. And then this is my progress on the Dust of Snow. So
It's a
I
lot.
think last week I had just started on the crow. I'd done all of these, because I talked about how the blue on this heart, there's like a blue that it's basically the same color as this fabric, so it doesn't really show up. But I finished the crow, got all the way down, finished his feet, and then I since I still had some of this black thread, I started on the words here. But so I worked on this up until till midnight last night, so that I could finish it and get as far as I finished the crow, and get as far as I could on the beginning of the poem. So it says, the way a crow shook down on. So I didn't have quite enough thread to do the word me. As it was, I was like, and some of these I was like, it's a little piece of this thread, I can just get it under.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So anyway.
I saw a tool that you could use to pull the thread under.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need that.
So anyway, I don't know when I'll get to that. This is on 28 count Lugano. This is the fabric that I dyed here last week.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
2 weeks ago.
yeah, then so this month, February started today, February 1st. So like, I don't know, at midnight I realized, oh, it's midnight. I can start on my February stuff now. My 7 and 8 are the two numbers for February for WIP-GO, and so mine were both Cottage Garden Samplings Year in the Woods charts, and so this is one of them. This is the bald eagle was one, and the raccoon is the other one. So I just picked the bald eagle because I had I was in the middle of a stitch last time I worked on it. So I oopsie, I just unthreaded this needle. So I started with this one since I had that thread left. So this is the bald eagle, and I'm working on his tail right now, the white in the tail feathers, and since I talked about it last time before we were not recording, I'm almost finished with this tail feather.
See, I did you a favor.
But anyway, so yeah, so I'm working on his tail, and my goal is 7 days on this, so we'll see where I am on that. And then I haven't started any other ones yet, but I did when we went shopping the other day for some stuff for Rachel for some
her birthday.
stitching stuff for her birthday. So while we were there, while she was getting that stuff, I bought some more bobbins because I had talked about how I had lost my bobbins and then I found them. And then because I was using them for this dust of snow
First they
and
were lost, then maybe.
yes, for dust of snow and our favorite elf. So I put all those threads that I bought for those on bobbins, and I used up all my bobbins, so I bought some more. And then while I was there, I bought some fabric. This is 18 count Rustico Ada, and then this is 46 count Oat Bristol embroidered linen. So it's very tiny. I have some other colors, other pieces of this, and I started to use one on one of the patterns, but it was very close to the color of the thread, and you really couldn't see it. And it being very tiny, it was already hard to see. And then the fact that it was the color was the same, so I had changed fabrics and restarted that chart, and I was much happier with it. But anyway, so this I'm just adding it to my stash, and I'll see what's appropriate. And like my two new starts for February, I haven't decided on fabrics yet, so we'll see what'll work out. It's the Quirky Christmas, one of the little Quirky Christmas ornament things, and the other one is and they're both Twin Peak primitives. The other one is Snow Angel, which is a little freebie that I found, I don't know, on their site or somewhere, I think. But it's basically lots of white, like a snowman. So I need to find a fabric that white will show up on. But I guess that's me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I talked about this. Okay, yeah. I don't know what I talked about.
Again,
Yeah.
everything worth doing is worth doing twice.
Yeah.
So I had a graphic design boss that used to say that.
Yeah, let's not do it anymore twice.
Cute boots.
No, I talked about my temperature chart first.
Oh yeah.
as Naomi was saying. Okay, this is my temperature chart, and it doesn't look like with the logo and all that. I'm not sure. I keep wondering if the one I put on the Etsy shop is formatted, like a real pattern. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I can bring out the computer for like a few minutes, and I'm working on a little TV tray.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is on our Etsy shop. It's under the sea temperature chart, and one of the things we talked about. I'll show you mine in a sec. You can start a temperature chart, or still.
Yeah.
There are a lot of places that have
Historical information.
yeah, temperatures, back years, not just a month. And on this particular one, the daily stuff is really little because these fish are tiny.
Mm-hmm.
I made them tiny on purpose. I loved those temperature fish, and I think the whole thing looks
the turtles?
The turtles, the temperature turtles. I loved them because they're turtles. Sea turtles, and they were colorful, and it's a beautiful pattern. I hated the fact that it was so intricate to try to get all those in there. Like that one, I had to redo the whole thing, and that's just because I can't count. Anyway, so I wanted the daily thing to be small. So yeah. We were talking about how some people go back and do temperature charts from the year they were born, and
yeah, you can find all that stuff online. The daily information.
Yeah. So
if you haven't started it, you can start it. It's available on the Etsy shop.
Yes. And here is my progress so far.
Cute.
Now, these bright blue days here, those are 61 degrees. These are warmer. Okay. This one, 57.
Yeah. Which for us is like freezing.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It was like mid 70s, and all of a sudden it's 61 degrees and then 57 degrees.
And then I read it's
57
gonna be,
with a breeze. So you'd walk outside and go.
Oh, in downtown with no sun, it was awful.
Oh, it makes a wind tunnel there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be 83 in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So winter's over.
For now.
For now.
Might come back.
Probably not. Okay, so this was one of my projects that I wanted to concentrate on this month. Cute boots. Designed by Joe Gattenby for X's and O's. I look sad, don't I? Okay, so this is my progress, kind of. I had stitched quite a bit more of the puddle right here. Like almost, you can't see the color, but there's 3 rows here. I had like 4 other rows down, and realized when I reached this part of the boot that I was one too far down. It was so sad, and I was like looking at it. Can I just fudge it? It would have been so hard to figure out how to get it, because that's one color of several in that area, and I had a limited amount of space because it all ends at a certain spot. So yeah, couldn't do it. So I just spent half of my day stitching the puddle and the other half frogging. And I have my threads here. Thread of sadness. Oh man. So I promised myself, because I was so excited, I was like, oh, I'm going to get really close to finishing this, and I
Yeah.
really want to finish it. But I told myself that I would concentrate on
That.
this. Oh, the reason I didn't finish that is because I was working on a secret project, which is right here. I made this for Rachel for her birthday. This is a kitty from a kit. And it came, I was having a lot of frustration starting it. And it's just because I'm not used to that yarn. And it said, use the hook that's provided for the gauge to be correct. And I'm like, I don't even know if I have my crochet hooks. So, okay. And that crochet hook is kind of bendy.
Oh no. You should have borrowed one for me.
Well, I may now, because I would like to make it again for myself.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's
I like
very,
the fishy purse.
the fishy purse is adorable. There are some things in the instructions that I would do differently.
Yeah.
Like it said to chain 50. If I had just stuck it like that, it would have been dragging on her feet. So I wrapped it around the neck, so it kind of covers up where it's joined,
No.
because where it's joined is visible otherwise. And I had been thinking, oh, you know, maybe I'll find a ribbon or something. But very cute pattern, very, very cute pattern. And I have yarn left over, so it gives you plenty of yarn. The instructions are clear, and this was just a crochet kit that I got at Hobby Lobby, and they have a whole bunch of those.
I was looking at them.
I gave you the camper one.
Yeah. My yarn.
And it had enough stuffing. I was like, that cannot possibly be enough stuffing. I have stuffing left over, you know. So that did take up quite a bit of my stitching time. I don't regret it because Rachel liked her kitty. So back to cross stitching for fun. Happy Valentine's Day ornament, which I'm hoping to finish. And I told myself, if I finish this with enough time left before the 14th, maybe I can get that cute boots done. I am right here, which is not half, but you know, it's okay. I'm thinking I can get it done. I love this purple part here. What can
Yeah,
I use
it's really
that on?
purple. It's really pretty. It's really
The
purple.
white didn't show up.
Yeah, yeah.
I
yeah.
thought it would, but sorry, talking about the other side of the fabric. I'm going to go gangbusters on that tomorrow. I can't today. And hopefully I'll finish it so that I can concentrate on the cute boots again. And as I had said, the other project I'm going to concentrate on this, I said it last week. Yes, I said it again earlier today, but I was referring to last week. I think I'm going to print this page again. I mean, like, look, seriously.
It's all ripped up.
So, you know,
There she goes. She's always leaving us.
so when I saw this pattern, not this one, but I saw, sorry, on what was that design? Embroidery.com. Somebody posted their progress on sorry. I had thought when I was doing it last time, man, I should have brought those other things.
So there you go.
I saw this one with the dragonflies and the butterflies. I saw this picture of it. She was pretty far done when I saw it. And I thought, wow. I mean,
That's
really,
really good.
seriously, wow. Right?
Yeah.
And I did start this, but I told myself, stop it. Bring one done and then go to the summer. This is summer. And the fall one, I wasn't as in love with. But I really, really liked this winter one. See, with the snowflakes and the birdies.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, so I said, okay, I'll buy all 4. And I don't regret it, except I really don't like these leaves. I mean, I don't hate them. They're just, to me, they're not as cute as the other 3 seasons. And I'm hoping that this month, because it's a shorter month, that because I'm still going to work till the 15th on the first one, that I can finish that circle and that I can find all the threads that I pilfered from this project. Because not finding threads has been the bane of my existence recently. I took all of my cross stitch pattern things out, and I'm going to pull all the threads out and examine them, because I know that I have 10 and 0 too, and that is called for on this, which is the new start that was called on one of my calls for WIP-GO. I couldn't find it. And as you may recall, that I couldn't find it when I was looking for all my threads so that I could work on the snowman. And so I said, oh, it's in the snowman, because I had gone to buy it, right? No. Apparently I bought 3 instead of 2. And the only thing I can think is that the 3 was in the 2 thing. Because why? It was on my. I had on my thread stash what I needed.
Oh, you mean the colors were in the wrong bin?
I guess so.
I see.
I don't know. But I do have it. I know I have it. I've used it. On projects that I've finished. Who knows where it is? So that is what I'm starting today. But so I had to do a bottom start. What am I doing? Oh, it's not folded. That's why. This looks so much smaller than what I thought it would look. And this is not even, it's only like this much, right? And then when I thought about it, I'm like, well, they have a drum on the back. So I did a bottom left start. I can't go too far on that without getting the tin, because it's the part of the scissors, but you know. Anyway, that's the new start for now. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Sorry. I couldn't find this last week. This is my other new start for this month, Neighborhood Dog Show. And when I look at this pattern, all this, and this is designed by Diane Williams for Little House Needlework. Oh, by the way, this is Fleur that you used to be able to get at Hobby Lobby, 32 count, which I'm struggling with. You may have seen me trying to find the right hole, because it's 32 count, and I've been working on 14 count and 28 count, and so 32 count looks so tiny. So I haven't even taken this project out of the bag, well, until after I talked last time, but to look at the pattern or anything. But only since I took it out to do it this year did I see There's a little blue ribbon on one of these dogs.
That's very cute.
Yeah, the pattern is adorable, and it's not huge. It's 139 by 79, so who knows how far I'll get. I'm going to work on counting.
It's hard.
Counting is hard all day today, and then this will be on the 15th. So that's me.
All right. Well, and it's time again. I keep saying this. Sorry. I'm like, when do we come in? Okay. It was after question of the week. So last week our question was.
We were still kind of talking about it.
Right. Last week our question was, do you stick by the called for threads, called for fabric? And we got a few responses that most of you do called for threads, but not necessarily fabric. And we were talking about how threads are usually easier to come by, and fabric probably not as much, and so that kind of lends to why that might be. And things like fancy floss and the cost kind of factor into that as well. So that was last week. We thank you for your answers. And then this week we're asking, our question of the week is what are the
subject matter.
the subjects that you like to stitch? Do you enjoy animals, florals, samplers, really cute things?
Quakers.
We were talking about how this one tends to really go for like animals, bunnies.
Yeah. I decided that in looking at my things and what I'm attracted to, it's a lot of just like, not the like cartoony animals necessarily, but like, like these, like these Year in the Woods things.
Yeah,
like
your mice
crow,
and your bunnies.
Mice and
yeah.
bunnies and like that.
That's kind of where she gravitates. Every bunny pattern known to man.
I have a whole bunch of bunnies,
purchased.
different bunnies.
And then Eve, you were saying that.
Well, I do like to see things. I did the turtle that I finished before, and of course the temperature turtles, and I have the pattern that I designed. And then Whale in a Light Bulb, like Cute Patterns by Maria. But overall, I like, not cutesy, like cartoony, but I like cute animals.
Like
I've
adorable. Yeah. Your patterns that you find are adorable. Like that bee you did.
I was just about to say
and that
these.
fat little puffy bird with the hat and the scarf. What's that called?
Robin.
Yeah.
That's Cute Patterns by Maria.
Yeah.
And so I don't do houses. I'm not attracted to houses.
Yeah.
I look at those sampler things, the displays, and I'm like, that's beautiful. I'll never do it.
Right.
And it's not that I think it's ugly. That's not it. It's just not what I picture I'd put on the wall, because they're beautiful.
Right.
Well,
and that's a part B to the question. It's like I'm the part B of the question. It's like, what are you attracted to that you wind up starting or trying, and then you realize I can't do this. That happened to me with what's that long dog
sampler?
Long dog sampler. I love them. I'm so attracted to them, but it's hard for me.
Another one like the long dogs is modern folk embroidery. They're very intricate and very like somebody talking about like you look at it and you think, oh, there's a dragon or there's a this and that and the other, but then like the more you look at it, it's like, oh look, there's a little tiny owl, or look, there's a little tiny fish or whatever. That's cool. Hidden within all those things, there's more to the patterns. And that's like, I started like Pandemic, the long dog samplers thing, and I've gotten pretty far at it. But there's also, you're going along and you think is just some like little blob, and you're like, oh no, that's a bird, or
which is fun and cool. I guess for me, it's like short attention span theater. But I like I like sample. I think I was saying I'm attracted to things with words, like poems or verses or sayings or like that kind of thing. And that's the kind of stuff I think about creating. So we're very curious on what you like. What are you attracted to? Everyone is attracted to something different. And is there any that you thought you were attracted to, but then the realities just slapped you in the face? That's me. But
Like I think I'm attracted to flowers, and then I go to like, oh, wait, no.
yeah.
And I think a lot of that is because they're not cute. They're
They are
pretty.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, I
pretty.
was saying, one of the things I was talking about before was I had seen, I had seen this on this. I took a screenshot of a post on Facebook from the group called Cross Stitch for Beginners, which I'm not a part of. It just, you know how things just pop up. And this is this Santa and Reindeer by Gal Art Designs. She said it was 49,998 stitches. It was the largest cross stitch she's ever done. And she did it from October of last year to the 27th of January.
And she finished it.
And she finished it. So maybe a computer did
I'm
it.
like, how do you
do that? But anyway, I'll put up this screenshot. It's gorgeous. And this is the kind of stuff that I love. But I know that I would... So all the other thing is that that I realize I'm really attracted to is like in this cross stitch that I'm doing, and the ones that I have been successful at is when there are very small motifs like this, and I can feel accomplished. Like, okay, that bird's done. Now I'm working on, and the pine cone's done, and now I'm working on this bird. I can do that bird, and I did all this, you know. So I have to have those sort of markers, a sea of, like this has just a sea of white, but it's all different whites and grays, and I'm like, I don't think I could do that. I want to do that, or even like I feel the same way about like painting, all this art things that I want to do, and I'm like, I could do that, and I realize, stop
Peyton
it, just
wants-
focus.
Peyton wants me to do another class.
Another painting class, yeah. So so that's our question of the week. We've been here a long time now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, did anything?
Oh, and the painting
Funny
at our
happen to
house
me.
is finished.
Yeah. So
And-
so probably next week we'll be back at their house, so
Yeah.
you can see the new walls.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
He is very good.
Yeah. So that was fun. That'll be fun, and so maybe next week we'll change locations, and
Yeah, I kind of wanted to this time, but I'm like, I have too much to clean off that
you
table.
need you need an extra week there.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, I was like, did anything? What did I do this week? All I did was work.
I was watching TV a lot, and then and I started my young Rembrandt's classes, and they're so much fun.
Oh, that's good.
The kindergartners are in the spring,
Yeah.
and they're so
Aw.
cute.
That's fun. That's a neat thing. Yeah, no, I've just been working concerts, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't sew anybody's button on this week. Well, I don't know. It's the day is young. I have to go work a concert tonight. Maybe there'll be a sewing emergency tonight. So, I don't know. But I'm prepared. I will be prepared.
Those kindergartners, one of them, the brother was in the same class, and I had her up at the front so that I could see what she was doing, and the brother was back there, and she just is like, her little mouth started quivering, her little lip was coming out, and she didn't want to say anything, and I'm like, would you rather your brother sit beside you? And she didn't say anything, and I'm like, okay guys, switch. And her brother came and sat by her, and
He's older.
yeah,
Yeah.
and at first he was trying to say, go ahead and start, but I said that she's fine, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
And her drawing was better than his. And then in another class, one of the kids was kind of late getting in, And apparently they know him, all the other kids.
Mhm.
It's not a small school, but you know.
Yeah.
And she said to me, he's going to need a lot of help.
Oh.
And I said, well, I'll help him, but you go ahead and concentrate on your own. Because, and I had to stop people from trying to, like, tell him how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why they were saying he's going to need a lot of help. Maybe he struggles with reading. Maybe he struggles with, you know, other things. But one of the best things for somebody who struggles with reading and math and things like that is putting them in art class.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when I was volunteering at my son's school when he was in kindergarten. I went in every single classroom with tiles and had them paint them, and then we fired them, and then I fired them. And then I was not the one that glued them on the wall in the courtyard. They're beautiful. But I went into every single classroom so that everybody was there. I even made the teachers do it. And they said, me? I'm like, your students are doing it, so yes. And the young people in the contained classroom were some of the most beautiful paintings because they didn't worry about, is it going to look perfect? Is it going to, you know, I just said the subject I wanted them to do, and they just started painting, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and you know somebody or have somebody who struggles, art is the thing, you know, because
it's freedom.
It's okay if it's not perfect, you know.
It's freedom.
Yeah, and it's so different from other school things that, you know, it's
should be anyway. But I have a friend who's like, oh, you're so talented, because I have my knitting with me or whatever, and I'm like, it's not talent, it's just trying it, making mistakes, trying it, making mistakes. It's just string. Like, don't be afraid of it. And she wants to learn to knit, like, because I had her wear my mitts, my little warm fingerless mitts, because it was freezing in the office, and I was like, I can teach you to make those. She's like, I would love that, but I don't know. I'm like, there's nothing to be afraid of. Just try it.
well, it's like when people look at my art and they go, I can't even draw a straight line. I'm like, neither can I. That's why I have rulers.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Well, that's why, just pull it out. Just, you know, anyway. So, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Well, thank you for hanging out with us again. For us, we've been hanging out with you twice. But you didn't hear the first part. But thanks for hanging in there with us. And we just look forward to chatting with you guys every week. Please answer our questions below or tell us whatever you'd like. We love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Bye. Now I'm going to actually turn it off, for real.
Oh my God.
See, and now the remote won't work.
Put it down on the
Just
table
put it
and
down
lean
on
on
the
it.
table and
Lean on it accidentally.